Yes, Reds, we're back. It's kind of an interesting show tonight. This seems to be like the fucking Alexander Isak pod. You know what I mean? Every day. But anyway, we're back. Rick, how are you feeling, lads? Look a bit green.
Yeah, mate, I'm powering through, mate. Powering through, but yeah, we'll see what it's like. Need a bit of Isaac news to cheer me up, mate. So I might be right after that comes out. But yeah,
well, you certainly got some fucking Isaac news last night, lads.
Oh, definitely, mate.
Well, fucking all good. Mark, how are you feeling? Good to see you back again.
Yeah, sound. Yourselves?
Feeling good, lads. Feeling good. Got a lot to go through with you. Shout out to the boys in the chat. Alts have said, why don't Liverpool just put the bid in to see what Newcastle do? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Liam is in the house. How are we, son? Evening, lads. Evening back to you. Adam, as always, in the truck. How are we?
All good, lads. All good. Ready for this Isach again? Let's go.
Yeah, well, look, if you've just joined us, smash the like and subscribe. We'll get into it. Look, before I go in, so obviously the show's Alexander deal. Is it off or is it not? Newcastle obviously released a statement, etc. We'll get into it. While the PFA Awards were on, it was an interesting night. I've got the quotes from Isach, Mark. I'm going to read them out and let me get your thoughts on it. So obviously Isach fucking absolutely tore the PFA Awards to pieces because then it took all the limelight away from all the players. But he said, I'm proud to be recognised by my fellow professionals with a place in the PFA Premier League Team of the Season for 24-25. First and foremost, I want to thank my teammates and everyone at Newcastle who was supporting me along the way. I'm not at the ceremony tonight with everything going on. It didn't feel right to be there. Kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken. That silence has allowed people to put their own version of events, even though they said it wouldn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is that promises were made and the club have known my position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are only emerging is misleading, which is kind of a big quote, to be fair. He then goes on to say, when promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now. And why change is in the best interest of everyone, not just myself. And then finishes it with Alexander Isak. Mark. Yeah, number 9, hashtag LFC. Yeah. Mark, that was some serious words, weren't it? You know, obviously we'll go into the chain of events, but that's his stance, Mark. It doesn't look like he's changing it, does it?
No. I think he's had a lot of hit jobs on him, hasn't he, from particularly Newcastle journalists saying this, that and the other about, the reasons why he's not turned into signing, and they're not aware of any reasons why that he wanted to leave. So they've basically been throwing shade at his name, haven't he? And he's kept quiet. So he's picked like a big award ceremony just to drop the microphone right on it. But, I'm sure David Ornstein said something a couple of weeks ago about the contract dispute where he was offered it last summer. Paul Mitchell pulled it when Amanda Staveley left. They haven't obviously revisited it. And by the sounds of it, he said as well, Ornstein, that he's told Newcastle months before the season ended that he wanted to go and reiterated it. So I think he's hitting back at Newcastle, why they're acting so surprised now, why he wants to leave, when he's obviously made it clear. And they made it clear, don't forget as well, last summer, when they were trying to flog him to Chelsea to sort out their PSR issues, along with trying to flog Anthony Gordon to us. So, he's not telling lies, because we've seen it last summer when they were trying to push him through to Chelsea to get a few quid for him to sort their issues out.
This is it. It's I can't understand it, Adam. From his point of view, it's all well and good, doing what he's done, but in the background, no one really knows the truth. That's what it's about, isn't it? Who's right and who's wrong. And after a while, there's only so much shit you can take, isn't it?
That's it, isn't it? Only so much you can keep quiet when your name's getting slandered in the media. You already had a Swedish manager backing him up the other day, saying everyone doesn't know the bigger picture and stuff like that. Well, this is the bigger picture, isn't it? Isak's obviously thought, you know what, it's time to speak up, and maybe the last roll of the dice to try and get out of the club as well, other than a transfer request. So I think he has to do it. I don't know how Newcastle fans can't even. I was still trying to blame him, and at least there was some saying that he didn't even mention fans in the statement.
Yeah.
But you were calling him a greedy bastard the other day.
Yeah.
So they've been quite embarrassing, haven't they? Fucking hell. But I just don't know where it goes from here, and that's what we're obviously going to talk about now. I just don't know what happens. Let's see.
Well, this is it. Look, if you just joined us, there's nearly 90 in the house. Smash the like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Here's the man who is the advisor to Alexander Isak, Richard. Richard, why, you must have been over the moon when you saw that. Now, don't get me wrong, Rick. It's the words were very strong. Do you think he made the right choice in doing what he did?
Yeah, I mean, all day yesterday it's the agent doing all of this. I feel sorry for Isak. He should be welcomed back into the team. And then Bosch, he just dropped that. Apparently, like when he dropped that statement, the players at the PFA Awards, apparently the atmosphere went a bit tense. Apparently, and some eyebrows were raised, and like everyone was like, there was a few pages on social media see it and then let other people know. And yeah, it sort of caused a little bit of an atmosphere in there. But then there's rumours today that some of the Newcastle players are in agreement with Isaac, that they're for it, and then some are not, that they think he's an absolute prick. But it needed to be said because now we've heard it from Isaac himself. It's all been, could it be the agent talk? Could it be his advisors? And now we've heard from him on his social media. He dropped that statement, and then obviously Twitter melted a little bit with the fans, Newcastle fans just kicking off, going off like they've been going off for the last couple of months with it all, to be fair. And then you got certain journalists that after the Newcastle dropped their one, trying to pipe up, started giving it to Liverpool fans. What professional he is, by the way. I won't shout his name out, but he's bald. But yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I think like that for me now is done. Like even if they wanted to bring him back into the squad, it ain't happening now. Not after that. He ain't kicking a ball. He ain't putting that shirt back on for them. How do you go back from that? Because I don't think Coutinho is that bad. Like Coutinho didn't do what he's doing. But listen, I hope it gets done. I'm more confident than I was yesterday morning. So we'll just have to see now.
Yeah, it's he was when we started hearing that he wasn't going. Let's be honest, he knew a long time ago. Probably a couple of days before potentially that he was going to be in the team near enough. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, because the invites would have went out, then players didn't just tear up for the sake of it, did they? You know what I mean? However, it's been a planned thing. They'll have all knew about it. Because obviously going into the statement that Newcastle put out. They said they looked shocked, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? I'll go into it now, Mark. Where are we? It says, Newcastle, this is obviously on their official website. So I'm sure everyone knows by now, but I'll go through it. Newcastle said, we're disappointed to have been alerted to a social media post by Alexander Isak this evening. We are clear in response that Alex remains under contract and that no commitment, pardon me, has ever been made by a club official that Alex can leave Newcastle this summer. We want to keep our best players, but we also understand players have their own wishes and we listen to their views. Obviously, fucking doesn't look like, does it? As explained to Alex and his representatives, we must also take into consideration the best interest of Newcastle. Well, they're not doing well there because they can't fucking sign anyone. Said the team and our supporters in all the decisions, we have been clear that the conditions of a sale this summer have not transpired. We do not foresee those conditions being met. This is a proud football club, a proud traditions, and we strive to retain our family feel. Alex remains part of our family and will be welcomed back when he's ready to rejoin his teammates. Mark, on the back of that,
Away, lads.
I won't go into details what I'd said about it earlier on. I'm sure Adam remembers what I'd said. However, a very fluffy article with loads of holes in it, Mark. Protect them face, but deep down, this whole not for sale shit's just been opened up. He is for sale. And that is also protect the front of house, protect the brand, look kind of strong to the fans. But anyone with a brain knows that's a message to Liverpool. Come and get him, but for the right price.
When you compare Isak's statements to the Newcastle statements, one's very stern and one's very soft. He's made it. That's it. I'm done. Don't want to be there anymore. And they're like, oh, well, he's still part of the family, blah, blah, blah. Where was he at the barbecue the other week? He's part of the family, just because he has to leave. And by the way, this wasn't even that bad. He just asked if he could explore and move away. They completely then went out their way then to go, right, you're not coming for marshmallows and sausages.
Yeah, no 99ers for you, fella.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, so I get that they've got to have a stand where they put a front on for their fans. But then as soon as you say the circumstances of the deal haven't been met, that tells me then that there is a price and there is something that they want to do that they can get the deal done for. So as it stands now, I'm more confident than I was yesterday. I said to you before, it gets done just because what if they'd turned around and done what Liverpool's done. Remember Liverpool brought that statement saying, right, that's it.
No money.
Not for sale. You will not be leaving in this window. That was it. And Liverpool stood by it. They had the chance to do that yesterday. But you know what? They have
to fucking flapped it, Mark, is what they did.
Yeah. It was strong statements on the way. It wasn't strong. No. It was fucking soft.
He went around the houses, didn't he?
And for these Newcastle fans, they're thick as mints because they're like, oh my God, we won. You haven't won. You haven't won because your club could have shut it down last night, but they didn't. He's got a price, and it's basically saying we need a player and we've got a price. If the two come together, he's gone. And that's the way I see it. And it looks like now things are starting to move into, well, it was until that thing you come in for the Wissa. It's a Spurs. Fucking hell, imagine if he shows Spurs over then, that would be hilarious. We probably miss out on Isaac, but that'll be even funnier. They've been looking for him for about 4 months and that's it. He's gone elsewhere. That's because they're lowballing. They're giving clubs opportunities to come in.
But think of the first offer, Mark. They give 25 million for a 19 goal.
And then they're turning around and telling us, stop lowballing us. That's why I said Newcastle fans like to throw stones in glass houses because they're saying this, pay what we want, pay what we want. Well, hold on a minute then. If you really want Visser and you want him out of there, respect what Brentford wants and pay them.
Go and get
Wait both ways, you know what I mean? You can't have it one way. You can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah.
And this is it,
Mic drop, bang.
Yeah, there you go, get it off.
You know what it's
anyway, boys.
Yeah, fuck off. Look, there's like 100 in the house. Smash a like and subscribe if you can, because it helps the channel. Andy, sure he'll be back soon. He's just got back of his holidays. He said, also Newcastle are fucking useless. Very good, Andy words. Not holding any back, as you know. Fucking hell. Okay, now that's fucking.
So dramatic, Andy.
Also, we're missing out on strikers. I can't even sign a 50. I trust him to try and catch me off guard. The dickhead when I see that. Okay, hell. But look, Adam, I think on the what Mark's saying is true. They're beating around the bush, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? This whole we're going to tell Liverpool. They told Liverpool, fuck all, mate. They told their fans nothing. They pussyfooted around it. The fact is, Adam, it's got too far, hasn't it? How can he can't be integrated back in? See people here stop lowballing, But like Andy's saying here, Adam, see, I disagree with this. He's not going to sign a deal for me. I just don't know how he can.
Not after that statement yesterday. Not a chance.
No. Yeah, well, this is it. Like Ali's popped up here saying, where is it? It says, conditions. So obviously there's a few little things in the background. I think what we've discussed off here, Adam, is, this whole 2 striker job has now become 1, and we were having this chat in our, together before that. With regards to pricing, they wouldn't have fucked around a few weeks ago. They got Wissa at a decent enough price. Now, because they've fucked about, Brentford know that they're going to sell him, so they want a slice of the cake as well, and rightfully so. They've also just overpaid. Brentford's haven't they, like 40-odd million from a kid from fucking Bournemouth.
Yeah,
so obviously they'll want to recover some money. So I think from their point of view, they're in the right to try and be cheeky. And also, on the fucking fact of, it's Craig O broke that thing Mark just said with regards to Wiesel and Tottenham. For me already, that looks a load of bollocks to me. Yes, maybe Spurs and Thomas Frank could be interested, Mark. But why is the Newcastle journal breaking that?
Yeah. It makes no sense, that deal, does it? With Charleston going, with Eze going away, and then spending...
With Charleston after his start under Frank as well.
Yeah,
exactly. Really
why would you do that? Yeah. So why is Craig Hope even putting that out there? It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a Brentford. Brentford's obviously put that forward. I need to say, put this out there, get Newcastle to come realistic with their price now.
I hope it's true. So maybe they need a bit of a kick up the arse to go and get Wissa. Maybe
so they're getting hammered from all angles. The walls are caving in. They're going to have to get the money out, hasn't?
They're going to have to at one point, aren't they? I thought
no, there's a big bag coming their way. So, like they said, they're sitting there and waiting. And I think Newcastle trying to get Fisher, and obviously before that, so they know that they'll get their targeting, because if clubs know that they've got that Isach money, they're going to just add another 10 mil on top of everything, can't they? So they're trying to do that bit, but Brentford are not soft, obviously, like all of us. We all see that. They're just waiting now. They'll go, yeah, well, we know you're going to be getting fucking 120 plus. Why can't we allow for that for our player? 20 goals, 19 goals. I think 15 mil is a fair price. 25 million is a fucking joke when they're talking about us paying a record fee and we're lowballing them. Fucking hell, mate, honestly.
It is. Adam's right. You can't throw stones in glass houses, can you?
Yeah, taste the wrong.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. Obviously, our bid is like 20% short of what they want. Their first bid was like over 60% short of what they want. Yeah. Using the wrong gear.
And all
I'm seeing is journalists slandering us, and I'm like, what about them?
Yeah, and we also put a record bid in as well, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
we still equaled the British record at 110 million. So
I just want to say, fuck off, Ethan. I'm not soft, lad. Mark, don't you fall for it. I can see you fucking lead it. Don't you start. But Adam, it's poor out the vandals, isn't it?
Newcastle, yeah. It's their own, as well as their own fault of they valued Isaac at 150 million, so they've put the price up for all strikers in Wales football at the minute. Because at the minute, like that Larson from Wolves, he's getting valued at like 70 million. He's not worth 70 million, but that's their own fault. So they're trying to get it 150 million. It's not gonna happen.
Worth 70p.
I know. So it's their own fault, and they're crying about it now, saying, Brentford should accept it and all that. And well, unlucky lads. If you want them, pay up. That's what you're telling us, aren't you? So they do need to, though. They need to sort it out, because in general, anyway, like, just forget about Isak for a minute. They need a fucking striker. They haven't got one. They need to go out and actually get one. I hope they don't get him for Monday, to be fair, but they need to get their acts together, and then I do think once Wissa's in, that's when the bid comes in. We've always said it. I think when the replacement's ready, we'll bid. So I'm hoping that happened today. They go in again tomorrow with maybe an extra 5, and we'll see what happens with Brentford there.
Therefore, Rick, I just want to bring it up. Nicky, shout out to Nicky in the building. Keith Downey, Rick, is saying Tottenham will look to potentially include Richarlison in the deal for Eze, which would free up space to try and sign Johan Wissa. Already, it just doesn't look 100% that. He also goes on to say Wissa still wants to join Newcastle. Finally, someone does. Said they've had the second bid of 35 plus 5 turned down this afternoon. This is the key part of this. Rick says Richarlison also favours staying at Spurs, which the lads have just said. And Palace would rather do a straight deal cash for Eze, who they're in talks with Spurs. Frank keen on Wissa, but can only do so if he loses a striker. It's all getting a bit confusing with lots of plate spinning things at play. I think that's the best thing that's happened all day, Rick, to be honest. I know the bid went in. To be honest, it looks similar to what will probably happen with Liverpool. Liverpool put a bid in, reaction, things will move on again. The next one that Newcastle put in, Rick, I see getting accepted, and I think they're going to get the shit into gear now, because I think we spoke again, Rick, and we were talking about it yesterday as well. The cut-off point is just before the game, the day before. Do you think they get that done? Do you think it'll open up the doors?
I think they'll get the Weezer deal agreed tomorrow afternoon, potentially. Then they'll try and rush it through. I think it's Friday lunchtime, or I think the Monday night game might have a little bit more of a later deadline than the other teams that play the weekend for players. But yeah, going back to the Palace stuff, Palace want the full money for Eze because it helps them PSR. They don't want a player involved in it, they just want full cash. I can't see Wissa really wanting to go Spurs. He's already played under Frank. I get it. It's home settings.
Eddie Howe's a good manager for
him. And it's still Champions League football for him, and he'll be the focal point. He won't be a starter for Spurs. He will be for Newcastle because Isak won't be there. And yeah, like going back to Andy's comment, like Isaac there'll be no new contract for him. He won't be signing that. He's not stupid enough to sign that.
Even with the cause, Rick, he's basically saying,
and there's a reason why we ain't moved on. There's no names. Listen, as much as people hate FSU with their spending and stuff like that, there's a reason why no other names are coming out or being linked, because we're that confident on there's the playing for Isak there. Fucking hell. Yeah. But there's a reason why there's no names being linked, because we're confident on him. And if we go pivot to anyone else, it'll be sort of like a stopgap thing. And I can't see us going back for him in January. What's the point? Because I don't see the reason why Newcastle will keep him till January anyway. He's not going to play till October, like proper match fit till around late September, early October. And then you'll obviously have a little bit of a international break in there as well. So fucking by the time it comes to January, he might have only played 1 or 2 games for Newcastle. So what's the point? That ain't going to help them, is it?
No.
Like, not going to get the money. Not going to get the money as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we put a bid in Friday, just to unsettle them again coming up to Monday night, for a little bit of a spanner in the work.
At that point, Rick, I just want to interrupt. They haven't signed a striker. We may as well cause them a bit of shit on the game.
Like a bit of panic. Their fans will fucking go off on Monday night if they lose as well. And I just think if we put the bid in Friday afternoon, they might sit on it all weekend, and then it will move quick after the game there. The bid's been accepted and whatnot. But yeah, we can't lose to them on Monday night. Fucking hell.
No.
And also, we're talking about the Newcastle journalist. Craig Hope's dropping this thing about the Palace thing to probably speed Newcastle up. Keith Danny's dropped it. Why is the fraud not dropped it?
His fucking ass from his elbow.
Is he just the Isaac guy? Because that's all he seems to tweet. Is Isaac this, Isaac that? I don't see him tweet anything else.
He's too emotionally involved in. You can see he's a Newcastle fan. The way he comes across.
But he's not though. He's not. He's an Orient. He's a Leighton Orient fan.
He's not.
He's a Leighton Orient fan.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a Leighton Orient. Yeah, it's in his Twitter. He's a Leighton Orient fan.
That's weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because they didn't want him in it. Leighton Orient didn't want him, so he's got fucking.
He's gone on to tells me then everything that I think he's getting. I think that Henry Winter, his article today, slamming Isak and Thingy, and that because what Saudis are paying them. Yeah. Who the fuck comes out and turns out and goes, good owners, that Saudis are good owners, come on, lad.
Yeah.
If you ever want to open that Pandora box there by saying
you've been talking about it for ages,
in a fucking position there that someone's going to counter that article with some really bad stuff about what they do in their own, how they deal with things in their country. So, got to be careful how they try and perceive themselves as good owners.
Well, Mark, this is what I want to ask you, because obviously, I was coming to you next. But Paul Jevic Mladi, lads, I'm shit with names. I haven't got my fucking glasses to proper read that.
Paul Jevic Mladi.
You can't even do it. Fuck's sake. We do end up signing Isach, Mark.
Yeah, well,
I think Scott might try play Hugo on the left.
Will he?
Yeah.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because he looks at a woman in that man, like. I don't know. What I can see going forward is that if he finds a formation slot where he can play 2 strikers, one being Salah and one being Isak, obviously Salah goes to the AFCON. then they could play together. But I don't know. Yeah, obviously he's got pace. He's got a bit of trickery. He can beat a man. But the fella is a serious finisher. We've seen that already. 2 goals in 2 games, 2 class goals as well. I don't know. It's one of them. That's a Slot's headache, isn't it? What does he do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I like about Ekatike as well? That he comes deep to get the ball. He could play behind the striker. Doesn't have to actually play as the 9. He could just play behind Isach and Wirtz.
Yeah. I've read that he's modeled himself on Benzema, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
His games based on that. Benzema was always a good footballer. Couldn't he score shitloads of goals, but he was a good footballer, wasn't he? So
yeah, I think he's got a bit of everything about him, to be fair. So maybe that's what we are thinking of. We could play them both together, and he could drop in behind the striker.
Yeah. I just want to say as well, Adam, so there was a comment before. Where is it? Yeah. So Ali, great comment this. Until Ornstein or Joyce say we've moved on, basically saying don't be believing anything. This is what we spoke about on this podcast before.
And Romano as well.
Romano's different, Mark. I just want to touch up on these, and the reason why is Liverpool when they break news. When Liverpool are going to break this deal, let's say for instance next week, all goes to plan. It'll be Ornstein, bang, the bid. Good news, shit. But you know if it's going to go sour, Paul Joyce will be the one that tells the fans. And the reason being is he's the link between the ownership and the club, sending messages to the fans. You see it when Liverpool are confirming a deal, Joyce will be the one to say, basically, it's finished. Yeah. Ornstein, they use his wide audience, do you know what I mean, with the fucking, it unsettles fucking the market, doesn't it? He's the big clicker. Joyce doesn't have that pull in the same size audience. You can see it when Liverpool need a message to the fans, Joyce is it. Romano, with what you're saying, Mark, he'll be in and around it. If anything that as you know quite rightly, once the agent needs something out there, it'll be Romano. I think the other day they used Ornstein for some reason. Do you know what it is? They're probably keeping this deal a bit more professional. I think when Romano puts it out, every Tom, Dick and Harry knows what they're fucking getting at. Do you know what I mean? Paid fucking tweets because he does do that shit, as you know. But with Ornstein, it's a different hit, isn't it, compared to what with?
Yeah, it's got to be sensitive as well, hasn't it?
This is it. This is a sensitive.
It's such a touchy move, isn't it? A lot of fans are getting upset either side. So.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So Romano was used with Wirtz. It was a different field because they would have. Everyone knew he was going to go. But Adam, with this one, Ornstein will take charge. And obviously, if there's something going on, Paul Joyce, I just want to ask you, let's change the devil's advocate. Let's say bad news comes out, right? How do Liverpool divert, Adam?
That is the $1 million question.
You are the fucking Scouser man, oh lad.
Jesus. So, my sources have been okay now.
Well, get the fucking sources.
Maybe what I'd like is go for Rodrigo. That's what I'd like. I know we spoke about the wages and that yesterday. I think that would appease fans, like if we went for someone like that. I do agree that like someone like a Fofana isn't really gives everyone a big boost, does it really? I've seen a few rumours today about Alvarez though. What do you reckon about that?
I've always wanted him over Isak.
Imagine Wednesday comes and we're like, all right then, Newcastle, fuck off. We're going to go and give 120 million to Alvarez.
This is what I've said to you though, Adam. Know as much as they'll go on about it, shout out to everyone in the comments. If you haven't already, smash the like and subscribe. We're only a few subs away from 1,400, so try and help us get there. But with regards to, what you've just said there, I just can't see how Liverpool will go for a lesser winger now. You know what I mean? No, Liverpool can't do it. They just can't do it now. Would you on the way it's gone at them, would you just hang fire and just see what happens to the end?
Yeah, We've got to wait. We've got to be patient. Yeah. We've been patient all this fucking summer. What's 10 days or so? Do you know what I mean?
If you're in it this long, Adam, you're in it for the long goal, aren't you?
We must be in it for the long goal, mustn't we? We must want to pay the 140 million or whatever the fuck it is. We must be to stick in it this long. We must have some kind of confidence that we're going to get this deal done. and that's what I'm pinning my hopes on. But if it does go fucking Pete Tong, then I don't know what we're gonna do, lad. But I think we need someone top class who can play right across the three. It can't be an ordinary left winger like a Fofana or whatever. It's got to be someone. It's got to be someone big, like a Barcola, like a Alvarez, like a bloody Rodrigo. It's got to be.
Rick, I just want to say, because obviously Drunk Vigo, we say that Alvarez wants Liverpool. I don't think that was the case. People are getting on this from Indy Kayla's fucking tweet saying he's frustrated at Atletico. But with regards to what the boys are just saying there, you know, Liverpool to get the Isak deal done. A Fofana winger doesn't look too bad, does it?
No. But I like Mark keeps saying in the group, it's Isak or no one, I think. I don't think if we don't get Isak, who else is out there? Like, I'm not having this Fofana because let's be honest, no one in the chat, no one in our WhatsApp group, no one in another groups I'm in, we don't watch French football. We don't watch this kid week in, week out. So a lot of Liverpool fans just get attached to, Liverpool like this person, Liverpool linked to this person, let's go sign him. Probably never seen 2 minutes of football from him, but he might be something in the future. But when you're going for the caliber of Isak, Wirtz, Ekitike, they're the players Liverpool want to get in now. Like we're not going to go for makeshift and let's hope for the best players now. That's why we're still in for Isak. Like if there was no chance of Liverpool getting Isak, they would have gone a long time ago. As soon as that £110 million bid got rejected, we would have pivoted onto someone else and tried to get someone else out of somewhere, like a big name Rodrigo. We would have gone for Rodrigo. I'm telling you now, he's available at Real Madrid. If we weren't getting Isak, we would have pivoted a long time ago onto him, which we haven't done. Isak gets done now. There's no part of me that don't think that deal gets done now. I just think there's way too much gone on. Liverpool is still sitting there. We normally get the James Pearce tweet. Liverpool have moved on. Liverpool no longer in talks. Liverpool no longer want him. Same with Joyce. We haven't had that. There's a week left of the transfer window. It will get done. Listen, if he wasn't for sale, Newcastle would have dropped the Coutinho bomb last night with that statement FSG did. Like, everyone keeps putting it on Twitter as well, replying to it. That is the one. Like, he's not for sale. He's staying. No offers. Whatever you want to offer, it ain't getting accepted. All right, we sold him in January for 140 million. This Isak one's gone a little bit further, I think, in terms of gone on strike, not turning up for things, not being invited to barbecues to get his hot dogs and burgers and stuff like that. At least halloumi cheese, he ain't getting none of that.
Swedish
but it's gone way too far. How do you bring someone back in like that? You can't. Like these players, you see the players like Dan Burn was sort of digging him out a little bit in an interview from the game at the weekend. It's just gone way too far, and like you said, that statement was piss poor from Newcastle. Yeah. Like I'm seeing Newcastle fans. That's it. We've just strongholded everyone. No, you ain't. Like you're willing to sell the guys. They're in black and white. You're waiting for an offer. So the offer will come, and I don't think Liverpool are waiting for encouragement. I just think Liverpool are waiting for the right time to do it. Because, like you say, if we go in there now and bid 130 with 10 mil add-ons, they turn it down. What'd you do then? There is no bid after that.
Timing is key, Rick.
Yeah, exactly that. There is no bid after that, so you got to time it well.
Yeah, Gary's saying here, any truth in the rumour that Atletico Alvarez isn't happy. Atleti, he'd be a very good, alternative to Isak. We could potentially get a deal done quicker than Isak. I don't believe it whatsoever, to be honest. He's scoring fucking goals. Don't get me wrong, cracker player, Gary. But I think that's fucking well gone now. There's no way Liverpool are going to be able to get Atletico on the board to fucking do a deal. But look, if you just joined us, smash the like, subscribe. There's over 120 in the chat. It helps the channel massively.
I've got a question. I have one for you then, Ben. Say we sign Isach. Is there still enough strikers, forwards for us to go to? Is it still enough?
Who would we have? So we'd have Isach, Ekitike, Salah, Gakpo, Chiesa. So there's 5, and obviously Rio. I'll be honest, I don't think the club are going to be as fully convinced to have Rio main up there with the players, I think. Yeah. If so, he would have probably got a bit of minutes in the last couple of games. In the competitive games, he hasn't featured once, has he? Featured in the things. I think if Liverpool were to come out of it with two forwards as an example, it would not shock me if Rio went on loan. That's something I could see later.
Harvey Elliott stay?
No, he goes. He will go. Yeah.
Go.
With regards to do we have enough if we just get Isak? If we get Isak and we went as we do and we kept Chiesa and Rio stayed in, I think they probably see it through to John. Personally, if they had to, you could not blame them. Do you want to start seeing Liverpool just throw money at someone that they're not convinced of? I personally wouldn't. Not off the back of what we've spent. Do you know what I mean? We've done so well. We've we're talking Mark Gay coming as well. Do you know what I mean? So,
can I just say as well? Remember last season we had 6 strikers.
You never played all of them.
When 4 were fit, we had a spell where Jota was out injured. Nunes was on the bench. Chiesa was just a shirt number.
Yeah,
he had mainly, and you've got to remember Cody Gakpo, Diaz, and Salah were hardly ever injured, so they were predominantly the main feature. Diaz through the centre, Gakpo left, Salah right, and when Jota come back, Chiesa was still a shirt, and Nunes was getting bit part minute. So Liverpool can get by, and I'm not saying that I want this to happen. But if Liverpool are really all in for Isak and say it doesn't happen next week, as I've said, Liverpool are in this now till the end. There's no one else out there. If Liverpool need a 9, there's no one else out there other than Isak. We just talked about Alvarez. It's not attainable this summer. Don't think it ever will be. So what do Liverpool do then? I've said loads of times on group chats with you boys, and I've said about Fofana. It's something that, if you see sometimes Liverpool buy players that are going to make us better, they're not going to just go and buy a young lad and go, right, which is what they kind of did last season with Chiesa. They had to buy someone, so they bought Chiesa. It was a market opportunity, and now you think about it, it was like, it was just a squad, like an Artemelo.
Yeah,
that kind of
numbers, wasn't it?
It seemed like it come across like that now, but obviously, Chiesa could still prove his worth, but Liverpool are in this now till the end. It's him or nothing for me. And I don't think Liverpool will, and we've seen in the past, they will not go panic and go and buy anyone. If Paris Saint-Germain contact Liverpool after if say Isak deal falls through and they go, we're willing to do a deal, Mark Cole said, I'm interested in the move. That's something that I'll see Liverpool doing, because that's a player that they know they want long term. They see him as moving the needle. Someone like that, but as it stands, it's Isach or not for me. And I think Liverpool will just have to get by until January and then try and push the boat out for Isach again. Because I think if it doesn't, I think Newcastle's stance will soften more come January for him to leave.
This is it. Look, I can understand the people being a bit down as well, Adam, with regards to seeing how things have progressed. I think people just need to relax a bit as well, Adam. Do you think Reece opens the door, though, 100% for Isak to go?
Yeah. I think it's 1 in, 1 out for Newcastle, definitely. I think it's been that for a while since they missed out on Sesko. I think it's been that. They're going to play Gordon up front when Wissam fucks off to AFCON as well. I'm quite confident with that. I think they just need a striker through the door, lad, and then it's done.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, Luke's in the house, smash the likes if you've just joined. Thanks very much. Rick, do you think it's been looked at from the Newcastle side? I don't think it helped yesterday with regards to them. Do you know what I mean? He's put them on the toes a notch, which we can agree with. They've retaliated, but then back dropped a bit. They've stepped. I think when people saw Craig Hope's post, they shit themselves. Even I had a bit of doubt, and it was like, he is basically not for sale. Their stance had changed, obviously, as we know. With regards to Newcastle, if I look at it, I don't know whether you agree, but I think, I see comments like this and I just disagree. Liverpool should walk away now. Gary, explain to me why. That's just a fucking stupid comment.
Just an opinion.
You've gone so far. Why? I keep seeing this. Why? You've got this far with it. Why the fuck would you walk away? Why would you walk away? You might as well stick. If Liverpool turn around and go with Isak or nothing, would you still be happy if Liverpool walked away? Or would you rather just let Liverpool see it out to the end? because if you can't see that Liverpool is all in on Isak and no one else, then what's the reason going out of that? Yeah, if they don't get him, they don't get him. That's not our fault. It's not the club's fault. It's not the manager's fault. It's predominantly them. If Liverpool turn around and say, brief the press and say it's Isak or no one else, there's no one else to come in, then why would you turn around and go, let's leave the table? Why? A lot can change in 10 days. Football can change in an instant. Something like this now, for all we know, they could be on the phone now going, you know what, we've had enough. Let's solve a deal, but we're not doing anything until after Monday. I think that is the biggest thing that's stopping everything at the moment. It's a shame that we're playing Newcastle on Monday.
That's what I think. That's the hold up. That is now the hold up.
It's a saving face for either team now.
This is it.
It's a pressure cooker.
They're an emotional fan base.
It's a pressure cooker, and if they announce now that he's going to Liverpool before or on the day,
fucking mad.
You'd probably worry that there'll be fucking riots in the stands, so they've got to keep a lid on it for the time being. So,
well, I think you're right.
People need to stop saying walk away. They're not walking away when they've gone this far with it. Isak's done everything he can to get the move. Why the fuck would Liverpool walk away now? Doesn't make sense.
Gary, you're just reading it like as it's not for sale. Newcastle will sell him. There's little conditions. They obviously want to forward in. As of right now, if Liverpool fucking bid, I don't even. Let's say for instance, Liverpool put 135, 140. I think they'd have considered it right now, even if they haven't got a striker. And the reason being is they don't have a striker regardless. So what the fuck does it matter? You know, there's a once-away striker who's caused murder behind the scenes. But there's no point keeping him. I appreciate your comment, Gary, but I don't agree with it myself. Rick. So what I was trying to say is, you know, on the back of what Mark was saying there, they caused carnage before the game. Now, in Newcastle's eyes, it's a much easier task to sell them after their game. They then go and play at St James's Park till after the international break. By then, they should have also had a second striker in. Because let's be honest, if they get Liverpool's money, they'll be able to play the market a bit for the final days. And no one can tell me they can't get anyone. They will get someone. 99% of teams will find a way. It's a much easier thing to convince fans then, Rick, isn't it? If they're not at St James's Park. Because I think they're scared the fans will turn on the ownership.
Yeah, massively. Like, I mean, not playing at home after you've sold your best player helps. Then you've obviously got the international break coming up as well, which then allows a little bit more time to pass with the realisation that Isak's not there no more. Like you said, if they get Wieser in this week, it then allows them all next week to go out all week just concentrating that one big strike with the money that potentially they'll get for Isaac. But yeah, I just don't get the point of him staying there. It makes no sense. No football sense, no financial sense. Like, people keep telling me, oh yeah, the Saudis have got money. Yeah, but Newcastle ain't. They're two different people. Newcastle don't have money, Saudis do. So for the Saudis to spend their money, they need the Isak money because it allowed them to spend so much more money on PSR. They can then start to put their own money in a little bit without it being obviously bait that they've done it. But yeah, it is Isak or nothing for us. Like, I'm seeing a comment there, we'll go for Barcola or Rodrigo. Why are their names coming out now then? There's no one linking us to these players.
No, it's just speculation of shit, isn't it?
We got linked to Barcola by a French journo who probably got it off Barcola's agent to try and get a bit more money in the new PSG deal that he's about to sign. The Rodrigo one, I mean, he's been offered to every Tom, Dick and Harry in the Premier League. Spurs, us, Arsenal, Man United were even linked to him at one stage. Newcastle as well, I've seen today that they're willing to take him on loan if they could. Can't get fucking Wieser and all of that, like, let alone Rodrigo. But yeah, I think we'll get Isak wrapped up quite swiftly after the game. And then I can't wait to get them fuckers off my timeline, to be fair.
Oh, mate, fucking honest to God, lads. I've never seen so many fucking knobheads.
I didn't know Newcastle had that many fans, to be fair. Like, the amount that are popping up on my feed. Fucking hell.
They all have the same name on it as well.
Two.
Yeah.
Two next to it. I'll wait the lads.
Yeah.
Mark, someone here saying he's heard this morning at Arsenal looking at Wieser. I just can't see Arsenal buying a striker. I think it'd be a wide man if Schultz. They're not going to buy another fucking number 9, are they? They do play him there. I just want to bring this comment up.
So what's the point?
Gary's saying, Mark, selling Isak will set a massive precedent at Newcastle. Others will want to leave as well. Guimaraes and Tonali will be looking at this very closely. Now, just before I ask you to give an answer, what you think on this, I just want to say none of them will fucking cost nearly 150 million either.
No, Guimaraes, he's got 100 mil release clause.
Yeah.
No wonder why he's sitting there with his mouth shut. He knows he can go whenever he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark, what do you think of that? Do you think it sets a... Do you think he's got what Gary's saying is true, or do you just think that the fact is...
Yeah, of course, because they're looking at the chance, as a player, you've heard Virgil, you've heard Salah. Virgil said the other week we still need another attacker in it. These players want to progress, and the only way you progress is you bring in better players to play with you. Currently, they're fumbling in the market, so they're not getting any players in, are they? Then you look at it from the point of view then that if them now do kick on a little bit and they do get top forward again, and say Tonali, I think Tonali's only 24, something like that. If he has a good season again, and I'm telling you now, they can go on and look at all our best players all want to stay. They don't want to stay much longer. And I tell you what, they'll start feeling a little bit unnerved, when they're seeing how they're handling the Isach situation. They're thinking, what happens if someone comes in for me?
Yeah.
Like, me dream club, let's just say they're coming for Tonali, and they're like being like this, and he's like, well, I'm not signing a new deal now. They might throw a new deal out, and he could be talking, thinking, if I sign a new deal now, they're going to make it 0. And then you're looking at players who want to come in, like, like the likes of your Isak, if they get the next Isak come through the door, they'll think twice about coming there now and going, no, I'm not going there because you make it hard to leave if there's an opportunity to go to something bigger and better. Because that's the problem at the moment. They can't see that they're not there yet. And unfortunately, we were there and we've had that experience of losing our best players, and we've managed to, get back to where we belong by doing that. And that's the chain that they've got to go through now, unfortunately. They can't go any further than what they are, so they have to sell their best player to use that money to get more play, build a better team. Keeping a player.
Trying to convince them that is difficult, Mark.
That it's hard. I know, I understand it. They think they're a big club, but they're only a one-club city. Imagine if Liverpool didn't have Everton. Imagine how we'd be fucking.
Yeah.
Well, 5 times bigger than them now. We'd be like 50 times bigger if we were a one-club city.
Yeah.
They're a big city in their own little bubble, but they've got to understand that this isn't some fucking new club with major money coming in for Isach, and they're feeling like, why do you want to go there? Hold on a minute. The champions of England, the best team, one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
He has every right to explore that avenue if he wants to, without being told, why do you want to go there for? We're bigger than you. Fuck off,
Yeah, but this is it though, Mark. They feel like they're being bullied a bit. But Adam, with regards to this deal, though, in particular, he's done everything he possibly can up to now, but he's left one thing to deal with. Liverpool as well have kept quiet. The Liverpool are sat there with sunglasses on, smoking a cigar, watching the walls cave in at St James's. So the next step is, I personally think, I don't know if you agree, I think what's going to happen is as soon as Liverpool know there's a deal locked in for a forward, where we know there's no going back for them, they've had loads of bad luck, as we know, or they just fucking can't sign a fucking letter, never mind a player. But I think as soon as Liverpool see that there's a deal locked in, because they'll know, they'll be getting told off the agent. I think Liverpool hit them with the big offer, and then I think Alexander Isak hands the transfer request in off the back of the offer. Newcastle have to consider it, Adam, don't they?
Yeah, they reject the first offer, though, second offer.
Yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah, and then that's how the transfer request will have to come in. That's another thing that they're trying to say to him, Marty. Go on then, put the transfer request in. We know why you're not doing it. Not because you lose money or whatever. But
loyalty bonuses, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Liverpool will box them off. If fucking hell. Surely the club.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
I need to see. So Nicky's like our fucking, she puts the news in. So Keith Downey's just said, we should have repeatedly told Brentford's hierarchy he only wants Newcastle move. The fact that Newcastle has a rich history with French African players, Demba Ba, Cisse, Banafa is a big draw for Wisa. I'm told the striker has his eyes set on the number 9 shirt at Newcastle. Newcastle had a 40 million offer turned down today, and now there's interest from Spurs. They're coming back, aren't they?
What did that even mean? No.
He wants to be the main. He's obviously been told there's a potential to be the main number 9, I think.
Yeah, well, obviously that, yeah. I think, again, he was just trying to make them out like some fucking big club with all French players and that. No, he was a hast, you know. Well, yeah.
You can be the next Demba Ba, lad.
No, Jesus Christ. Made up for him. I think he does go to Newcastle. I don't believe this Tottenham one.
I think it's a great move for Wisha, though, going to Newcastle. I do.
Yeah. He'll be loved as well there. They get behind him, don't they? Especially if he's replacing Isak, they're going to get behind him, aren't they?
Massively.
Tell you what could be a good little spanner in the works, though. If Spurs are willing to let go of Richarlison, Newcastle. Could be like little.
Can you imagine him fucking playing against us?
Yeah, it won't be by Monday, obviously. But that's something
Why
that
would it not?
If Spurs are willing to go all in for Vissa, and Palace obviously want the money more. They've got their own agenda. I don't think Richarlison. I think if Richarlison had the chance to go to Newcastle, he'd go. And the only other club he'd go and leave, he'd leave Spurs for is obviously Everton. He's got a deep connection with them, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't rule that out if Tottenham do manage to get Vissa and then he becomes available and Palace go, no, we don't want that. So we've got other options to replace Eze with. That is something that I would keep a close eye on. That could be something that could come in the last couple of days. How old's Richarlison? 27, 28?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
It's a good age.
Yeah.
It's a good age. He's a good player, experience, played in Champions League football, played for Brazil. Something that could potentially happen. I could see that as a move.
There's definitely well, like Nicky's saying here, Newcastle wants to give Isak the number 9 shirt, Rick. I think that's a telling factor, Rick, isn't it? Go on then. I'm going to go around the room quickly before we go. Does it happen, Rick?
Yeah, 100%.
Don't shut the fucking camera. Yeah. When? Can you see anything happening before the game or after?
Yeah, I think the big goes in Friday.
You do? Okay. Interesting. So you're convinced it's getting done?
Yeah.
Adam?
Yeah. We've gone too far, mate. Yeah. Gone too far. Tuesday. I think Wissa gets done on the weekend for them. And then Tuesday, the bid in after the match.
That's a good sign, that. They may not get him for the match, but if they get him for the weekend, that'll bring the fucking spirits up at the club owner.
Yeah, they can bring him out through the tunnel, innit? Show him off to the Liverpool fans. Is Isak's replacement for you?
Walk
out with a big fucking
yeah, all Demba Ba in the crowd like that.
Him and Cisse sit next to each other.
Is a rat's flag.
Yeah, fucking Ben Arthur got played by 6 games for them.
French as well.
I know.
He plays for France.
From Congo, isn't he? Wissa. He's from the Congo or something.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark in the comments. Mark, also in the house here. Could this be an option, Mark? Could they consider a loan move for Ireland?
He's just turned down Fulham.
Fucking shite.
He's just turned down Fulham, hasn't he?
But Newcastle
that's something that I don't see.
He wants to stay. I think he wants to stay, to be honest, at United.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he want to stay? He's on major money there. Comedy club.
Mark, then go on. What happens? Does it happen? And when?
Liverpool too far. Whether that happens, that's a different. I'm not going into it because there's a lot of things that could happen. But Liverpool are in it to the end, and that's it. They'll go right up to the close of that window. And like I said, anything can happen. But if I was going to put my mortgage on it, yeah, it gets done. Got to now.
I'll hold you to that, Mark. You know,
yeah, so when Mark pops it in the group, it's not happening. Yeah. It's dead. We've got him clicked here.
No, when you fucking flip-flop, lad. You're on camera now, lads. Everyone knows that. Yeah. No, when you go, it's not fucking happening. 10 minutes later, lads, that we're on you, lads.
I've said this morning, I said to you, I've had me. I even said last night when I seen it, I said that statement's weak from them. And now I think it gets done. I think it's all just about timing and optics and all that. They've got to get this game out the way on Monday, and everything will start. It's got to fall in because it's a week to go. So, yeah, I see it. Liverpool's too far in now. It's not.
Yeah.
They're not going to pull out anyway. They're not pulling out this deal. The only thing that'll happen now is if you throw a second bid in, you say no. If you throw a third bid in, that'll come very late in the window. And then probably that's it then, isn't it? But there's no way Liverpool will turn around anytime soon and go, no, that's it.
That's it. I agree. Doug's just saying here, you know, have you guys seen the We Should Do Spurs one? Now, yeah, Doug, we have seen it. Not really worried about it because he doesn't really want to go there, does he? And it's too far down the line. Rick, fucking hell, I keep calling everyone Rick. Doug, why the fuck would a Newcastle reporter break that news? I think that's a bit of a kick up the arse to Newcastle. But look, we'll wrap it up there. The saga carries on. If you just joined us, smash the like and subscribe. It massively helps us. We'll see if we're back tomorrow. We don't know yet. Look, we'll go on the back of what news comes out. I'm sure there will be. And we'll try and get the preview done for the Newcastle game. I'm going to be there. Can't wait. I'm sure it's going to be fucking an interesting night. But look, if you haven't already, smash the like and subscribe, Reds. And we'll be back soon. Up the fucking Reds. Gimme, gimme, gimme.